Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. Today is a Charlie and Daddy day because Henry unfortunately is missing his first day of school. He's got a little bit of a stomach bug. But today's my last day off before I have to go out of town for a few days. So we're going to be running a few errands, Charlie and I. And I think we'll take this opportunity to talk about, what this channel's about, which is electric vehicles. I know we kind of focus on Tesla with these videos and our travels and adventures as a family. But I was watching another YouTuber recently, and they said that they're looking for a new electric car, something bigger than their current Tesla. And I thought that was an interesting question. Mostly, what other cars out there that can rival Tesla as far as electrical vehicle goes, but that is not part of the big motor companies out there like Ford, GMC, and what have you. So I thought that'd be an interesting topic to talk about a little bit today. Alright, I thought we'd take this opportunity while we're charging the car here to talk about the other EVs in the market right now. And like I said earlier, we're going to talk about the ones that have nothing to do with the big car companies. These are the ones that are just startup, brand new to the market, strictly electric vehicles. And which ones are probably going to compete with Tesla. And don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up my Tesla anytime soon. I am definitely a Tesla fanboy. Everything from the innovation, to the design, to the stylization. I know they're a minimalistic concept of what a car should be, but it's still a luxury car. I mean, heck, it's the nicest car I've ever owned. With that being said, there is a few cars in the market that will compete with Tesla as far as I'm concerned, as far as quality, maybe even beat them in distance and range, and just different mobility concepts. I'll start off with saying we'll talk about the Lucid Air. The Lucid Air up there and being made in Casa Grande, Arizona, just off the road from us, I think is actually going to be a better luxury version of the Tesla. I mean, the Lucid itself is going to have more range right out of the gate, and it's really designed to be up there with something along the lines of a high-end Porsche, or even, dare I say, kind of Rolls-Royce-esque as far as a lot of the interior features go. I think the Lucid is going to be the cars we're really going to be talking about as far as competing with the Tesla. But price-wise, the Lucid is far more expensive right out of the gate. And I think it's a cool car. I've actually been able to see a couple now in the wild, one in our trip to California a couple months back. And then the next one is, I really like the Model Y. That's actually the car I wish I would have got. I love my Model 3, but with 2 kids and as much as we travel, the Model Y made more sense. But at the time, they didn't have the standard range version, and that's what I wanted. Then after I bought my Model 3 standard range, they did shortly release the standard range Model Y, but they've already taken that off the market since then. With that being said, the Rivian, the truck, and more importantly the SUV, I think is actually going to be the biggest competitor with Tesla as far as the EV market goes. The Rivian SUV is going to be the size of, your average, Ford Explorer Expedition, or even like a Tahoe, for example, from Chevy. I think that's going to be the big one here. The price-wise is just as much as like a Lucid Air, for example, but it's going to be way bigger inside, four-wheeling options, and just all these other options that make it a traditional sports utility vehicle as opposed to a luxury electric car that you drive because you can, not because it serves a real purpose, if that makes any sense. Like, for instance, I'll use my dad as the example. He thinks electric car is dumb because how are you supposed to tow with it? He's old school. He wants his toolbox in the back. He wants all that good stuff. And I think that's what the Rivian pickup could be, or is going to be, and what the SUV is going to be from Rivian as well. I just don't think they're readily available enough to truly compete, and the biggest thing for me is just the charging networks. That's why I'm always going to be a Tesla fanboy. I don't think there's anything on the market that comes close to even competing with their charging network. I mean, we've been to Florida and back now. We've been to California and back probably 9 times. I go to Phoenix maybe once or twice a month, which is, a 200+ mile round trip. I mean, Tesla's charging network is by far the best. I mean, you have great ones coming from Electrify America and EVgo, which are the 2 other ones I use quite a bit or have used quite a bit in the past. But there's still nothing better than the simplistic, wide-ranging reach of the Tesla charging network. But as far as the cars that are really going to compete with the Tesla, I think it's really the Lucid Air and the Rivian. I do think another car company that's coming out here soon called Xpeng is going to be up there with them eventually, if they can really get off the ground. But their design is really close to that of a Lucid Air, so I don't really see them standing out on their own. I think it's going to be those 3. Those are going to be the big 3: Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid. So that's just my opinion. Is there an electric car that you think is going to be better, or that's coming out, or you've seen concepts for that's going to compete more so than the 3 that I mentioned. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. I know this is a short little video, and the reason I made this, I was watching another YouTuber, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of him, Tim Tracker, and they made reference to they're going to be looking for a new vehicle that's a little bit bigger than their Model Y, but they want to remain electric. And that made me go, man, what out there is bigger than like the Model Y that's all electric? I know there's some good hybrid options, like I think it's a Toyota, not the 4Runner, the RAV4. They have a great hybrid option that's half electric, half gas, but it's still gas. It's not a full electric vehicle. And for what he described on his show, what he was looking for, that made me pop in my head like, oh, well, then I'd recommend a Rivian, the SUV version. And a lot of this is coming off the top of my head. That's why I don't have a lot of spec stuff here, and I'm sure I'm showing some pictures of them as well. But right off the top of the head, when I see a question like that, like, oh, what's going to be bigger than the Model Y, all electric, and serve this purpose, I think that's the Rivian. But I think as far as luxury car goes, you're going to see the Lucid surpass Tesla. But I think Tesla is going to be the name brand. It's the Band-Aid, if you will, of bandage adhesives. Tesla is going to be what you go to as far as electric vehicle goes for the quality, the comfort, availability, and more importantly, the charging network. I know availability is kind of a weird one to say, but the reality is they are becoming more available. I'm seeing them more and more everywhere. It's just a lot more people are ordering them. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in for another Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. Thanks for taking another ride with us, and hopefully we can take another ride again soon. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe, maybe comment down below, or hit that bell notification to receive notifications when we put new videos up. All right, well, I'm heading off to Oregon here in a few days, so we'll see you probably from there. Bye-bye, everybody.